Hey out there, Internet. I'm going to do a little bit of spray paint art for you. My name is Joe. Hope you enjoy it. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a plate. And this plate is one of those bougie disposable plates you use Thanksgiving. I got a little piece of tape on there. Kind of provides a nice little handle to pull it off. This is just a cheap bowl in the discount section at a grocery store or Walmart. And then this is just a food can. And that's going to be our planets. We're going to do a planet set up here, a little star system. So what I like to do is I like to take get the rough idea where I want everything, and then I'll just take some paint. This one is just Oasis Blue. It's a Rust-Oleum color. We're just going to kind of rough it in there, so it's a little, easier to figure out where I'm going to place things, and then trying to keep a running tally. You run the risk of not having enough paint on your page if you don't. So with this big planet here, I'm going to go with kind of a red theme on that. So this first color I'm going to use is called Poppy Red. And there's the Poppy Red right there. Been using these colors a while, so of course they're getting a little covered in paint. So we're just going to do a base coat of some Poppy Red right on that right there. Like that. Alright. So far so good, right? I'm going to grab a different color across the room here. Alright, so this is actually a Krylon color. Shake. Now this is Krylon's Burgundy, right there. Right, so I'm going to cover that with some Burgundy. Right around. Kind of darken it up just a little bit. I'm going to take just an ad from the local paper that they deliver free. I used to get super annoyed that they would fill our mailbox with these because I'd have to throw them away at the dump. Now, I use them for a little bit of artwork. I like doing this because it, spray paint art that is. I like doing it because I find it relaxing. I enjoy it. It's easy to do. It's fun. You can be really creative with it. So you try not to use the same page over and over on the surface, because if I do that, it's just going to take this color here and it's going to spread it to the next part. As you can see, I've removed a layer of that burgundy. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use a different red here. Now this is another Rust-Oleum color. A lot of the Rust-Oleum, I like the Rust-Oleum paints. They tend to cooperate a lot better than the Krylon paints. They're a little less watery. So this is a Gloss Cranberry by Krylon. Or, I'm sorry, Rust-Oleum. So we're going to cover this in cranberry. Kind of give it that nice dark hue. We're just going to do the same thing. I'm going to take a piece of ad right there. I'm just going to crinkle that up. And we'll bring it back out, straighten it, lay it down. I'm just going to get a few swipes. Oop, move the whole page on you. See if we can fix that for you. There we go. Just like that. We're going to do that right here. A couple of my personal favorite colors are red and black. But you can do all sorts of different things here. So with this, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take just some gloss black right there. Give it a good shake. And I'm going to cover the whole thing in gloss black, right? Ready for this? Watch this transformation. Right there. Just like before, another piece of ad right there. And get that crinkle up. I realize you're a little out of the frame here. There we go. Give it a little adjustment. There you go here. There's our ad. We're going to just give a few swipes. Swipe, 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 swipe. And look at that. Makes the planet look like it's dead or dying. I like the look. I think it's cool. I think it's a good mixture. And then one more up here. Then you can take that, you can kind of just give it a little crinkle up. You can give it a couple dabs. Kind of get rid of some of those streaks you made with your swipes. Kind of randomize a little bit, you know? As you see, there's a planet. Now, it might not look like much now, but when we get to our final step, which is the fill-ins, it'll make a lot more sense. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to take that black again, and I'm going to give it a little bit of a shadow. And we're going to go a shadow right across here. So we're just going to, just like that, right? And then I'm going to take some white, just a little bit of white. This is just a standard ultra white. It is just kind of a primer all in one white. We're just going to kind of, just like that. Just enough to give it a little glare, a couple little sunspots there. And that is ready for the next step. Our next planet here, that blue that we just used to do my outline, I'm going to use that on this little planet here, this little guy right here. All right, so I'm going to take this, and we're just going to give it just a quick dab. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take another blue. This one is kind of your standard deep blue. I've had this one. This is one of my older paints. We're just going to give it a quick shake. We're going to go just like that. Now, what I'm going to do with that, oh, there's a skunk right outside my door. Well, I want to make sure that guy doesn't see me. I'm just going to take a piece of paper. I'm not going to crinkle it up. I'm just going to go like this. Just give it a quick twist. All right. So it kind of gives a nice little wave form. Oh, you might not be able to see that because of the glare. But we'll lift this up for you so you can see it a little better. So it kind of gives this wave pattern right here. So this one's almost done. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take that black again. I'm just going to give it a shadow right here. Right? So it gave us a couple little black spots, but that's okay. It's okay if there's some black spots. You can either cover it up or you can live with it and see what it looks like when you're done. So I'm just using cardboard, not cardboard, but kind of poster card that comes in like an 8-pack. You can get these at Walmart. You can get them online. Very inexpensive hobby. All right, and this last one, I'm going to use a purple. This one is actually grape. I really like the Rust-Oleum grape. So there's that right for you there. We're just going to cover the whole thing, just like that. And then I'm going to take, a magenta. I hadn't decided yet until this moment. I'm going to take just some satin magenta. I'm just going to cover that right there. Now there's all sorts of cool things you can do. With this one, I'm just going to do kind of the standard, you know, crinkle it up with another piece of paper. And instead of swiping, I'm going to put it right down. I'm just going to pat. Gives a bit of a different texture, as you can see. Maybe give it a little dab here or there. There. Okay. Just a little bit of a dab. I'll fix that card there again for you. Next video I'll do, I'll go ahead and I'll tape it all down so it looks a little neater and a little more uniform, so I don't have to keep adjusting that. So the next thing I want to do with this one, I want to do something else with that. This is where you can really just kind of let loose and have a little fun with it. So I've got these cool Krylon colors. Now this is my favorite stuff from Krylon. Krylon makes these shimmer metallic paints. So this is a shimmer metallic grape. So they call this one candy grape, if you can see that. So give this another couple shakes. Open that lid, and then I'm just going to, just to give that world a little bit of a shimmer. Alright, so you got that little bit of a shimmer right there. You can kind of see the glitter in this image. And the last thing I need to do here, again with our black, is give this world a little bit of a shadow. Now you can see this one's a little close, so we don't want to risk hitting that. So we just take, get a piece of, this is just a piece of card that I had floating here. I use this kind of as a barrier sometimes. I'm just going to go like that to kind of protect this little one. I'm just going to, that's all I'm going to do there. As you can see, down here, I'll show you real quick. It protected it. It stopped it from getting to it. The last thing I'm going to do is I got some sponge. You can get some sponges from the Dollar Tree or Dollar Store or Walmart. This is just inexpensive 4-pack of sponges. I'm going to take some white. And I've got a little extra bowl here. I'm just going to spray some of that white in that bowl. Just like that. I'm going to take this sponge. I'm going to dab that in there. Just don't need a lot on there, right? We're just going to kind of, this little guy right here, I feel like he needs a little bit more. Yeah, so you kind of give it a little bit of cloud cover there. And you can do that with all of them. I might put a couple little dabs on this to see how it looks. Again, a lot of this is experimenting, so I'm going to, yeah, see, I kind of like that. Yeah. A couple little dabs. Just like that. Follow the planet. And just like that. Just, we'll see how that looks in a little bit. So the next step, now that you have your planets all done, is you got to let it dry. You can't go to the next step, otherwise our covers, these right here, they're going to stick to the to your canvas or to your paper or to your poster board or whatever you're using. So we're going to go ahead. For you, it's going to be instant, but for me, it's probably going to be 20 minutes, and I'll see you in a few. All right, folks, we're right back at it. Everything's nice and dry now, so we don't have to worry about anything sticking where we don't want it to. I also moved over to one of my other tables to try to get rid of some of that glare we were getting on that first shot. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to cover it. As you can see, we got our shadow here. We're just going to cover it. Same thing with the purpley planet up here on the top right. Just going to cover it right like that. And then we got our big one. Again, this is just one of those bougie plates you get from Thanksgiving. I just took a little piece of masking tape, make a little handle, make it a little easier. I'm just going to pop that right there. Alright, so the first layer I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a regular black. I'm not going to go crazy by, you know, making it so it's 100% filled in. But we're going to fill in a lot of it. Alright, so we're just going to go like that. Oop, I left one of my spatulas right in the way for you. I'm just going to fill that in right like that. Alright, now there's still some color spots. As you can see, some up here and down here. That's okay, because the next color I'm going to do, I've got a hunter green. I'm going to just do a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit of depth. So, just a little there, and a little there, a little up there, like that. Okay, and then the last one I'm going to use, this is actually Midnight Blue, right there. I like this color because it's a near black color, so it kind of blends really well. And of course, it doesn't want to spray now. All right, there we go. We're just going to go ahead, fill in the rest there. So now we've got a solid background in which to put our stars and our space gases. And that's actually the next step. We're going to do our space gases next. And I like to do this a couple times. So right here, I'm going to use this color. This is called Berry Pink. I've used this one quite a bit. As you can see, it's been painted over a couple times. So all I like to do with this is you kind of have a couple swoops, right? So I'm going to kind of come across just like so. Just, you can see it doesn't want to spray right away. That's okay. As you can see, just a nice little spray of that berry pink. And this one is called Harvest Peach. And it's just kind of a yellowy orange color. It's just a really nice color to use for this sort of thing. I'm just going to bring that one right down there like that. And bring it right back up. You can do whatever you want with these. And that's why I like doing it. You can kind of just do what you want. The last one, this is probably my favorite space gas color. I don't generally use this on planets, but I do sometimes. And this is called Matte Beach Glass by Krylon right there. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm just going to do a quick, just like that. So my next step is I'm going to take my white. If I can remember where I put it down, that'd be good. There we go. So it's just a regular white. And I take the white and I spray it right onto my fingers. Now you can do, you know, kind of that to put some stars on there. But sometimes you end up with some big globs. No one wants some big globs of stars, so what we do is just spray it right into the hand like that, and just kind of flick it right in there. Flick, 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 and flick. Okay, and we'll do a little bit more over here and over here. Right. The problem is, it does make your hands a little sticky, but you know you got plenty of newspapers and things like that floating around. So I just kind of grab a scrap of paper. It gets a lot of the stickiness off your hands. I've not seen many people do what I'm about to do next. Just get yourself some glitter paint. And it adds another layer of depth right onto this painting. So we're just going to... Alright. So I'm going to take our white again after doing that. We're just going to hit the edges here. So remember, we have shadows here, here, and here on the outer edges. So I'm just going to give ourselves a little bit of a shine opposite your shadow. I'm just going to kind of do the same thing right here. Right, I'm going to put a couple more stars on here. I'm going to re-up our space gases a little bit. The yellow, sometimes that'll happen when you do a dark color underneath your light if you don't let it dry all the way. So if you have the time and you want to do that, you can do your black, let that dry, and then come back in and do your space gases. But I'm impatient. I'm just going to put that right in there like that. Now our sea glass, our beach glass, sorry, is looking okay, but we're going to liven that up a little bit too, just like that. And then I'm just going to, just a little more on the stars. Just like that. And that should be just about everything you really need to do to get one of these done. So now I'm going to reveal it, right? So we're going to start with a little guy. See how that came out? Look at that right there. Sorry, my shadow keeps getting in the way a little bit. We're going to grab this one here. Look at that. I'm actually really pleased with how that shadow came out right there. And then the big one. Here we go. We just grab that. And you want to pull straight up if you ever do this. Straight up. It did stick a little bit, but that is pretty normal. I'm just going to kick that back over for you so you can see the whole thing. But there it is. One spray paint galaxy penny. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to take, the end of a paintbrush or something like that, and I'm just going to, do my little initials here. 2022. Right there on the corner. And then you can wait or you can do it now. I'm going to wait, but I like to hit it with some clear coat when I'm doing all these steps. So the clear coat I use here is just your regular Rust-Oleum clear. I usually buy a 6-pack of them from Amazon, and they get delivered right to my door. So let's I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna give it a quick once over with the clear coat. Just boom, boom. And I'll probably touch this up off camera. But there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll do a couple photos after and let you know how it came out. Have a great night and see you in the next one.